we always keep discussing that, okay, what type of webinars we should bring in for the audience. And being you can say person who is working with various organizations for on cost audits and other consultancy assignments, we noted one thing, that right now if I have to survive in the market as a professional, I must have knowledge of SAP or any other ERP systems, because all the companies are moving towards ERP systems. So it was very much required to ensure that our members do get some sort of insights into the SAP systems. When I talk about SAP systems, it is not specifically a general thing which we are talking about. As a CMA professional, what is our role in, you can say, with regard to SAP in the organizations? How should we assess the organizations? How can we be of some benefit, we be of some use to the organizations? That was of the utmost importance thing which was in our mind. I still recall when we got first time some assignment on a cost audit, and we had to, you can say, go through the system SAP. The company had installed SAP, and it was really a very tough task to go through the various type of data, understanding of that data, what type of reports are getting generated, how can we, you can say, make certain observation on the data. So many things came up to our mind. But it was really very difficult at that point of time to see to it that how to cope up with all these things. Luckily, if you see, recently our institute also started one diploma course that was with regard. Just wait a moment. I think just wait a moment, because our one more person has to join. Sorry, in fact, our member from technical cell has to join. There is some technical issue, that is why he was not able to join. So I was just discussing with him. Uh, we were talking about you can say, organizations were asking for, you can say, some sort of expertise into SAP. Apart from that, our institute started one course. We qualified that course also. And one more thing which I noticed in the job market sector, that whenever you can say any person who is having some sort of knowledge in the SAP systems or the ERP systems, they are given some sort of preference. This is my practically personal experience, which I have, which I got while having certain interviews, while you can say having interactions with the organizations who asked us to, you can say, hire few professionals for the organizations. Because they say the person who is having some sort of ERP exposure, he will be having too much of value for the organization, because they don't want that the person should come and start learning ABC of any type of ERP systems. They want the persons who have some sort of knowledge in the ERP systems. If any person who is looking for certain jobs and has some, you can say, basic things in his mind, and if he can present it before the interview board, then he gets selected. It is in the arena of my job market, in the arena of consultancy market also. If I want to be a consultant to any of the organization, definitely I need to have a some insights into the SAP systems. I still recall in 2011, we got some consultancy assignments with regard to the review of SAP systems with regard to specifically costing parameters. At that time, it was a very new concept so far as costing was concerned. So somehow our team, you can say, used to learn new aspects of the SAP systems, and we worked on that. This is what, and recently in the recent past, what we have seen, companies are very much asking for these particular expertise. They want the persons to have specific that Copa related knowledge. One thing I also came across, that when we talk about this controlling and profitability analysis part, there are not too much professionals in the arena. I hope Rakesh ji is here. He will also guide you because he is a core expert into this particular segment. And in fact, I know him for the last many years. We started our career together of way back 20-25 years back, way back. Now he has become an international consultant in SAP, and I requested him, please guide our members also. I specific request was made to him because I know that he is a core professional into SAP, and what primarily is required of a specific CMA to know about the Copa, because this is a controlling module. When we talk about controlling module, it means practically it encompasses each and every other module. The data is you can say sought from all other modules of SAP, and then you can say some report generation is there, and whether whatever the reports those are getting generated, how to use those reports. Today, in fact, Rakesh ji will be conducting the session. Apart from that, I requested our member from corporate sector, Mr. Pawan. He will be joining. He will also be joining us after his session. We will be having a 10-minute session. His session also. He will be, because he is into the MIS budgeting, costing, everything, and not apart from that, he's also involved into the preparation of you can say costing statements and cost audit and extras for the purpose of reporting to MCA. So he might be providing us some sort of linking with whatever is available in the system, and how can we use that for the purpose of reporting to MCA. One very peculiar thing with about this system is there, that data has some sort of you can say audit trails, which is very much required. Even in our companies that talks about that audit trails. So when we are talking about costing data, it also has audit trails, and we need to look for that. Anwarji, have you joined? I need to check. Anwarji. Anwarji has not joined, and I can see many senior persons have joined today. Ashwini Agarwal ji is there. He is very renowned, you can say CMA, practitioner CMA. Madan Mohan Bhattacharya ji is there. And Bhola Singh ji is also here. Chanji Tikku sir, Bansal ji, many persons are here. So after having you can say detailed discussions on this, we will be having an open session, and wherein we can you can shoot your queries. I will request all of you to you can say keep on you can say posting your queries on the chat box also, so that we can take it up at the regular intervals. I was waiting for Anwarji. Somehow he couldn't come. So I will be introducing you Rakesh ji, our speaker, keynote speaker today. So after reading out, you can say his profile, I'll be Rakesh ji, I'll be putting out certain queries to you also. So in fact, he qualified. He's a qualified CMA. Rakesh is a qualified CMA, and having more than 25 years of experience approximately. He is expert in you can say S4HANA, FICO, RTR, and is a freelance consultant as presently. He has certification, different type of certifications in the SAP itself. SAP R3 FICO certification, S4HANA Financial Accounting. Rakesh ji, my request to you, please, while starting your session, just let the audience know about SAP R3 and S4 a little bit difference also, so that members know about that. Because sometimes what happens when we go to the organization, these two are different things, and they raise certain queries on that. He is also a CISA certified system auditor also, and he has attended the SAP joint venture accounting training by SAP itself practically. He was involved in centralized finance process solutions, worked hands-on 5 end-to-end life cycle implementation. Rarely we find the professionals who have, you can say, undertaken end-to-end life cycle implementations, and luckily he's here. 9 mega rollouts, corporate merger and acquisition projects, 2 carved-out projects. So many things are to his credit. No, I will not take too much of a time, because we have scheduled. I would like that you make the maximum use of Rakesh ji. Uh, Rakesh ji, over to you, and over to you, Rakesh ji. Please.
Yeah, thanks, Navneet ji. So I think thanks for introduction. So we are running tight on time. So what I will do, I will start presenting my slides, so that let me know when you can see my screen. How is it now? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we are able to see.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thanks Navneet ji for introduction. So I won't take most time on this. So let us run with the business straight away. And like Navneet ji did mention that we will have open session afterward. So thing is, I will just that is the subject of the presentation. You are very well aware of. So how we will run this? We will, like Navneet ji did mention, that I have incorporated these few things in my slides. So it was all based on my experiential learning, because instead of getting very theoretical, because nowadays we live in IT world and Google world, you can Google everything. But I have incorporated all these slides based on my experiential learning and covering the exact cycle in product costing and profitability analysis. What are the core crux based on my real practical learning, so that you can get a flavor of it. So how we will run the session today, I will just share SAP versions and its impact in product costing and profitability analysis, because SAP has evolved from 4.6C, the way I have introduced myself with the SAP, to S4 HANA. So I will just touch upon that. Then I will touch upon SAP org structure and relevant terminology, what we will talk about in subsequent slides, so that it is not alien to you. Whatever I could I have used in subsequent slides, I have mentioned those terminologies over here. Then finance and controlling, very high level overview, that what are the different sub modules. And then controlling CO, which is core area for us as a cost accountant, as a cost and management accountant. So CO is the subsequent area. Then product costing and profitability analysis. And then I have just kept little bit thing for what is the profitability analysis, which is commonly called Copa, in transition scenario. What kind of transition scenario are there from different version of SAP? Okay, so I'm going to different slides, and we did mention, we do have a objective is very clear, to understand SAP product costing and profitability analysis concept and functionality from our perspective, from an accountant perspective. Not our intention is not to get in more technical, and moreover our timelines are also very strict, so we can't afford that luxury to go more deep, but we will try to cover from our perspective how can we utilize this tool effectively. Okay, just I think we are following these, but I want to run through these. Try to be on mute, otherwise there might be disruption to others. And we do have a very audiences. It's a blind spot for me. I don't know how audience is, means what kind of background they are on. So that's why, considering that fact, I have tried covering from basics to specific product costing and profitability related subject. I have progressed my slides accordingly, so that it should not happen that we are talking very alien terms, very alien things to a person with a person who has not seen or come across SAP. So I do appreciate most of the crowd here would have some sort of interaction or learning in SAP, or might be working very extensively in SAP, but just be patient, because we don't know how others are, how everyone is placed. So we will try to keep our session accordingly, so that we cover basics and then we go to specific things. Q&A is at the last, and product costing and profitability concepts I have tried to cover here from a management accounting perspective. And like I did mention, it is very detailed. SAP, you will appreciate SAP is an ERP software, enterprise resource planning. ERP is higher term, and ERP is served by different software. SAP, Oracle was there, BAN was there, but now SAP has taken over other softwares like anything, because SAP, if you will see most of the corporates are running on SAP. So that is the success story of SAP. So it is very detailed. It covers all the aspects in an organization, starting from manufacturing, from finance, from logistics, from sales, every aspect. So it is very wide. It has so much integration involved in it. Like product costing, profitability has integration with n number of things. So it is we can spend the whole day to know these things, and then also we will come out covering only 35%. So it is very deep, but considering the timelines, we will try to cover practical, conceptual part of the product costing and profitability analysis, so that we do know what is the cycle involved in product costing and profitability analysis in SAP. Okay, so first part, how SAP, like when I started my career almost in SAP 20 years back, 21 years back, I got introduced with 4.6C. SAP was there even before that. So SAP is keep on updating their software, they keep on updating themselves like anything, because as I did mention, they need to deal with the whole structure of an organization. If organization is running on SAP, that means like starting from receptionist till the top shot of the organization, they are logging into SAP, and they are the users of SAP. That is the range SAP covers. So that's why SAP has to incorporate different learnings, and different structures, different best practices around the world. And SAP is one software, and same software is used across the globe. One software comes in the package, and then it is so wide, you need to customize that software based in the organization requirement. It has so many functionalities involved in it. So you need to really understand that the cycle it goes here, and which might be useful to you. The high level cycle is you understand your business requirement, reporting requirement, statutory requirement. Then you go to SAP, you choose, customize it, a tailor-made solution. That is where SAP consultant comes into the picture. They understand your requirement, and then they know what SAP can provide, and they tailor-made it for your organizational needs. So considering that fact, that it has to deal with worldwide best practices, worldwide statutory requirement, local legal requirements, they need to incorporate everything. Because, for example, in Hungary, some tax regime is changed 6-7 months back. In Germany, they have introduced some new purchase law. So what SAP need to do? I will request everyone to go on mute, please, so that yeah. I think yeah. So that's why SAP need to be quite agile and flexible to incorporate those new requirement or new legality into their framework. So that's why this is a long journey. 4.6C, 4.7, then SAP ECC, which was quite breakthrough from the earlier version, and now as we speak, S/4HANA. That too, I did mention 1909 because that is what my current organization is working on. But we do have even advanced version of S/4HANA. So that is what SAP versions are all about. Every new version has new functionality, and it doesn't mean actually new version whether it will change something very completely, because few things are not touched. It might be that in the new version they would have worked reportingly in reporting area extensively or tax area extensively. So concept and methodology are same, like what I had seen 20 years back in product costing and profitability analysis. Concepts are same, cycle are same, but they would have introduced more functionality over there. That is what got changed over a period of time. Now, from product costing perspective, fundamentally we are same. What was there in 4.6C almost 20 years back and what is now? Product costing has not changed drastically because that was quite robust at that point in time. So SAP didn't feel any need to change anything in product costing. In profitability analysis, yes, it is also same, I would say, but now considering the fact that profitability is a high management tool, they want to see things in snapshots. SAP has encouraged few things. They have cut down the time lag involved in it basically. So I have covered one. I have kept one slide to talk about this transition period changes in profitability analysis. So we will talk about that. We will cover that aspect in that slide. So that was my intention was that what is SAP versions and what is the impact in product costing profitability analysis of those versions. So that is the version story. Just pardon me if I'm going bit fast. I just want to cover the aspects or my slides in a within good time frame, and we will keep the session open, but my intention is to run through my slides. I don't want to run out of time basically here. Okay, so SAP org structure and relevant terms. So SAP org structure, what does that mean? SAP like premises. These are premises on which SAP runs. In SAP, controlling operating concern is a top node, higher node that is linked with Copa, but operating concern is the top node. Then comes controlling area. It is next to operating concern, and then company code. So I will just focus on these things first. Company code is the reporting functionality, is the area where you report your local P&L or your profit and loss balance sheet to the authorities at this point in at this structure, company code level. So that is the legal entity of an organization. That is, you might have multiple company codes. It might be that an organization is involved in various kind of operations, or who knows, they might have 10 company codes to manage same operations, but there might be a statutory requirement to submit results to authorities at a specific level, and that is how they would have incorporated their company. So that's why company code gives you that kind of flexibility, that you can have a number of company codes based on the fact that how you are submitting your returns to the tax authorities, to legal authorities. Then operating concern is a top node. You can have multiple company codes linked to it, but you can have only one operating concern for an organization, because that is where you consolidate your profitability results. That is a top node. And there can be n number of company codes linked to operating concern, but not the other way around. You will have one operating concern. Then controlling area just below down it sits below operating concern, controlling area, and that deals with your CO part, our costing part basically. But again, controlling area is also the best practice, means most of the time 99% or 98% controlling area and operating concern are the same one, because that is where companies consolidate their results. So they keep. Yeah.
Rakesh ji, just one request from the audience that please run it in PPT mode if possible from your end.
Okay, sure.
Just try to see if it is possible.
Yeah, I will do that. Let me know when sure, I'm doing it now. Somehow my system is responding very slow. I don't know. Very strange.
No, you can try.
Yeah, how is it? Yeah, how is it now? I think it is. It should be good now.
Got.
Yeah.
It is perfectly
Perfect.
okay now.
Perfect. So yeah, so company code, controlling area, operating concern, controlling area 1-to-1, and company codes, there can be n number of company codes attached to operating concern and controlling area. Sales organization, that is the sales and distribution system. That is the S&D system, not the finance. But like I said, SAP is an integrated environment. You can't leave aloof, you can't stay aloof from others. You have to have that kind of knowledge. So sales organization is another org structure which is linked to company code 1-to-1 or 1-to-many also. Purchase organization deals with material management part. We called it MM, or different terminologies are used for that. P2P, purchase, procure to pay, and all those things. But that deals with your when you're buying or when you're dealing with the logistics part of it. Plant. Now, plant is a plant. It is not a very alien terminology. You know plant, but manufacturing plant. So you can have you have a flexibility of setting up your plant based on the manufacturing aspect, or you can have multiple plants the way you want to report your segments, manufacturing segments for an organization. Cost center. Cost center is a responsible area for which you want to collect or view your cost at a specific level. You mean, like for me, for example, in one of the in plant, you want to know how my store specific store cost is there. So what is the labor involved in it? What is the other kind of expenses are involved in my store? So you will create store as a cost center, and so that is one aspect, how you want to report that. Second aspect is responsible, how your organizational responsibility works. Because if a specific person is responsible for the budget of store or even minute part of the store, then you will end up creating multiple cost centers for store. So that cost center is the element where you store every cost from reporting perspective, and you keep on booking it. It is one of the cost object. Work center. Work center is used for production for production perspective, but it is linked with the cost center because that is where you are accumulating your cost. So work center is the facility where in the manufacturing setup you are you have subdivided your manufacturing setup into multiple work centers so that you can track your product flow at a specific level, because that work center is contributing to product journey in a specific way. For example, a machine center, a lathe machine might be a work center. In lathe machine, if it's a very big lathe machine, then you can subdivide your work center into two. It up to you basically. So work center is the concept which is linked to the production, how that particular product getting enhanced in terms of manufacturing, that and how that particular unit is contributing to it. If you want to record those things, that is where the work center comes into the picture, and it has linkage with the cost center, because at the end we want to track how much cost is involved in a manufacturing facility and all. Material masters.
Rakesh, normally, so far as work center is concerned, I hope this is linked with the routing, what we call as routing parameters. So these are with regard to that, because in India we use that as a routing, and normally we understand that terminology.
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken.
You are absolutely right, Navneet. And rather, I would say I have covered that. The only thing is here my intention was something which is of peculiar nature. I will just mention it. So I have covered routing in the subsequent slides. You're right. So next, material masters. Material master is your all product has individual masters, and in those masters, what do you specify? Their standard price, their planned price, their routing sequence, their BOM sequence, everything. So that is a very big, so many tabs are involved, and it has it contains every aspect of that product, starting from production, from accounting, from sales, and from quality inspection. So you provide all the parameters, and that's in that material masters. That is the sum total of. So that is called master data. I will just mention that I did code this word. Let me mention master data. So in SAP we deal with master data, transaction data, reporting. Very broad categorization. Master data is the base wherein you specify or create masters, and these are the semi-permanent nature. You did specify different parameters, how that thing. So now cost center is one of the master data. Work center is one of the master data. Material master is one of the master data, and it is semi-permanent nature. Means you don't change it on frequent basis, but if any change is required, then you can do those changes. And transaction data is what you keep on, what users keep on transacting, what they keep on entering. That is called transactional data. Third element is configuration data. Configuration data is at the back end. We create the framework on which these master data, everything runs, every transaction runs, like company code, sales organization, purchase organization, that falls into configuration area. So that is done in backend. Okay, so those are the terminologies which we will use in the subsequent slides. So I'm going to next slide now. Okay, SAP Finance. SAP Accounting consists of, there are various sub modules. This particular points I have covered in the screenshot, so that you can link in the subsequent slides. So I will touch upon the fourth point, and I will take 3 points in the subsequent slides because it contains the screenshots. So fourth point is front-end screens. We call it front-end screen. Like I did mention, that is where the business user deals with. They see that screens day in, day out. That is where the transaction occurs. That is the interface between user community and the system. And the backend is configuration. That is where we set the framework. We configure the system so that you can run your business the way you want. Because like I did mention, SAP is very, very wide tool. It has so many things in it. So we tailor-made it for you. We call configuration or build. It has different terminologies in different countries. So we SAP consultant configure those screens at the back end. So I'm jumping to next slide. Okay, SAP accounting. So accounting, if you see, accounting in itself is on top, and it has so many sub modules in it. Financial accounting, controlling, FSCM, financial supply chain management, deals with treasury. Someone has unmute themselves. If you please kindly unmute yourself, please. Um, Central finance, enterprise control, real-time consolidation means consolidating. Then SCM, investment management, if you want to track your investment, and that is also part of the accounting. Project system. Of course, we are not touching upon project system in this particular session, but project system is if you want to track your semi-permanent cost, which is short-lived cost, but you want to track it for a specific period, like marketing cost or your any campaign cost you want to track. We create WBS structure, work breakdown structure, and that is what falls into project system. Do you want to track? That is also one of the cost object, like cost center. Real estate also is very managed. Joint venture accounting is involved more for oil and gas industries, where they come together and they want to share the cost. That is where it's production sharing accounting is also for oil and gas and bank applications. So that is what accounting consists of, SAP higher node of accounting. Now in accounting, you will see financial accounting and controlling, and that is our core area. Our core area, if I say, means from an accounting perspective, and that is where we deal most. Now in financial accounting, you will see what do we have? General ledger. General ledger is nothing but your accounts, GL accounts, and it is called GL account master data. And that is where you use post your expenses with. Accounts receivable deals with your collection side. When you sell something to the customer, and when you want to collect it through accounts receivable, so that is what it deals with, customer side. Accounts payable, it is a vendor side. When you're buying something and you want to track those kind of things, that falls into accounts payable. Banks, no need to explain. Fixed assets is some module which deals with your fixed assets. It contains everything about fixed assets. Special purpose ledger, just forget about it. That is no more a big concept. In earlier days, it was a big concept because if someone wants to track any specific profitability, and so they can post in SAP, they use ledgers, different ledgers for store your information. So we could create different ledger and we could customize that posting so that you will have a specific kind of posting, or you think of it as a bucket. You have a specific kind of posting fall into that ledger, and you can have a reporting from that. But that is no more relevant because SAP has progressed so much now. So special purpose is no more relevant in today's world. But yes, it is not easy for organization to change to different versions. So if someone is using special purpose ledger like from olden days, they can't get rid of it. Now I will skip these some modules. Now I will come to controlling, which that is where our costing lies. That is our core. Cost element accounting is, think of that as GL. Cost element is nothing but GLs are extended in controlling area, but only not all, like balance sheet. Balance sheet is not your expense, so we don't call it cost elements. Only P&L account kind of nature of GL accounts are extended in controlling, and that is called cost element. And moreover, in the current version, these segregation between GL account and cost elements are totally gone with, because there is no change in GL and cost element. Think of cost element as GL accounts only, but filtered one. Cost center accounting, I did mention. Cost centers are the responsible area where you want to track your cost. So that is cost center accounting deals with. Internal orders. So internal orders deals with kind of cost which is of semi-permanent, or if you like same way like project system, WBS, you want to track some cost which won't last for longer, for any specific cost you want to track at the manufacturing floor or sales area or purchase area. you create internal orders, it is one of the cost subject, but semi-permanent nature. And then that internal that might be have some beneficiaries. Like for example, you are going to install a boiler machine in your factory. So what you want to track that cost exclusively, that how much that installation costed me. So you will create internal order called boiler machine installation, boiler installation, and you will keep on posting your expenses related to that boiler installation in that particular internal order. So at the end of the day, you will have that bucket with you, which will tell you, okay, for specific boiler installation, how much cost you have incurred. So semi-permanent nature of cost we are tracking through internal orders. I'm skipping for activity-based costing. It is not extensively used. Product cost controlling, and that is what we will talk about. Profitability analysis and product cost controlling. So I'm going to now last one, which we won't talk about this session. So I will just touch upon that, profit center accounting. Now profit center, think of profit center an elevated one of cost center. Profit center is, for example, profit center. You want to track, you have a product and you have multiple attributes in that. Like I will give you an example in pharma industry. We want to track for okay, example perspective. I have worked in one area. They were they were manufacturing so many toothpaste. Toothpaste also they were having oral or medicinal. So now they want to track medicinal toothpaste, how much I'm making money out of it, how much is my total cost, how much is sales even in that area. So what they will do, they will create a profit center, medicinal toothpaste, so that it will give them additional flexibility. They can track their cost at that level, and they can track even their sales at that level. Think cost center is just a cost subject, but profit center is you can post even revenue also over there. So profit center, you can generate your independent balance sheet at that level. Profit center is that kind of important attribute. And in SAP, everything touches upon profit center accounting. We make sure we use so many aspects that every posting touches upon profit center, even if user is not entering at the front end, because cost center internally linked with profit center, internal order internally is linked with profit center, WBS is linked with profit center. So every posting you do at any other level, it touches upon profit center, so that at the end of the day, you can generate your balance sheet at that level. And that is purely for your internal reporting, not for external reporting, because external reporting is fulfilled using company code data. So that is the use of profit center. I will go to next. Okay, that is just to give you the flavor of that is the back end of SAP. I was mentioning the transaction SPRO. When you use in the SAP, it takes you to the back end of the SAP, and that is where all the configuration occurs. You will see, you will observe financial accounting, controlling, and you will see n number of things over here. So that is where in financial accounting and controlling, we will configure the system so that business can run their processes at the front end, and that is called back end of the SAP, a configuration path of SAP. Okay, now SAP controlling, because that is where our bread and butter. That is where we do everything from a cost and management accounting perspective. So little bit detail of that. Cost center accounting, I have already explained. Internal orders, product cost controlling, and those are the sub modules of controlling. Although I've already covered in previous slides what it consists of. Okay, now product costing. What exactly are the bifurcations here? So product costing is divided into three aspects broadly. We can say that first, product cost planning means right from concept stage. I won't say concept stage, because if any product is in very initial stage, you are like in pharma industry, they keep on researching. They keep on researching new things, R&D and all. So product won't come into the existence till it is approved by drug authorities. So those costs are tracked, R&D costs are tracked at through project system module, through R&D testing. But product cost planning, what it consists of, setting up the initial prices, setting up the initial standard price, planned price. That is what happens, and setting up the planned activity prices. So I'm
Vishalji, please see. Kuldeepji, please mute yourself.
Okay, so product cost planning. So first of all, product costing consists of these three. We will talk about in number of subsequent slides in detail. So think of that as three different categorization of product costing. Product cost planning, actual product cost, what is happening during the month, and then actual costing material is a different concept wherein you track real costing in real time, basically real prices of any product in real time. Navneet ji, please make me aware that how much time we do have.
Rakesh ji, you can go ahead up till 120, no issues.
Okay, so sort of. Okay, fine.
Have any time, no issues. If the need be, audience wants more, then you can take more time also. No
so
issues.
we do have 30 to 40 minutes, you can say. So
40
roughly.
minutes minimum you have. 40 minutes you have.
Okay, sure. So I'm jumping to the next slide. So that is, think of that product costing in these three buckets. So next slide. Now here, like I did mention, it has so many concepts. It is so wide, but I have tried to give you a flavor what exactly product cost consists of in a layman environment, basically in general. 95% these categories falls into the place, but in complex industry, the definition might change here. Okay, so product cost, what exactly it consists of? Material cost, which we track through bill of material, and bill of material we create at individual material level. At every I will keep on shuffling to different slides because I think I do have taken screenshots so I can relate. So I will come back to this slide because so that 1 minute. A BOM. So that is what I wanted to explain to you. So material BOM, if you see on the header on the top, that we call it base material, final product, and finished product. Now finished product, don't you think that finished product in itself, that means which goes to the customer? It might be semi-finished product because manufacturing has different layers: raw material, raw material, semi-finished goods, which means intermittent product, and then finished goods. So this material can be semi-finished goods, can be finished goods. In this particular example, we do categorize or segregate that part through material type. That is how we segregate whether it is a finished goods, whether it is a semi-finished goods or raw material. So here this HALB, that is very much coincidence. This person, it is a material type. So it is a semi-finished goods. So this is BOM is for a specific material for a plant, and you can have n number of BOMs. And what does that mean? Alternative BOM reflects that. That means you might want to track your planned cost. You know that in planning stage, I want to consume so many things, ideally. So you will create your planned BOM. That planned BOM is, you will tell system to produce that 1 unit, I will consume so much raw material, so much of semi-finished goods for that matter, and then you plan yourself at the beginning of the year. That plan bomb, what it will do when we will run through different planning, long-term planning, sales order planning, you can plan how much raw material you might need down the line for the whole year. That is where the planned bomb comes into the picture. So it will then how much I need to procure based on the sales order planning. It starts from the sales. I do have one more slide, but for long-term planning, I will try to explain that. But for the sake of this slide, alternative bomb has its own uses. Means planned bomb, production bomb. Production bomb means in on floor exactly how much consumption you will do for a specific material to produce one. So you can have planned bomb, you can have production bomb, you can have a ideal bomb, which we can track through alternative bomb. Ideal bomb in the sense that is exactly what I want to consume. That is my goal, and that kind of data will help you to facilitate different kind of reporting. So that is the usage of alternative bomb. So here, if you see at plant and material level, you did mention that how much consumption of raw material you will do. 3 kg of this material and 3 and 2 kgs of another material. And you will observe we do have item category. That what it reflects on the very high node, not going into deep. You can mention here whether this particular material you are going to buy from outside or you are going to manufacture in-house. That kind of segregation or that kind of detail we can derive from item category. And item are just a sequence of the things, just to track different. So how much you are. So you there did mention 10 for same raw material 1 and 1. It doesn't matter because you can track in this. If you will go down the line, you can specify other parameters. But of course, it is a basic screenshot of BOM. So just to let you know that bill of material consists of what. Going back to previous slide. So material cost is one aspect of product cost. Now, what is the second cost? Direct cost. Now, in direct cost, as like I did mention, it is a simple breakup of product cost, which is applicable in 95% industry. But it can have, you can add any layer of complexity in it. So just for the sake of this session, I kept the simple so that you get the conceptual knowledge of product costing and you can relate everything with that. So now second aspect is direct cost, labor and production. Now that is where when Navneet was saying routing, defined at individual material level. So I'm going to next screenshot so that I do have routing screenshot with me. Material routing. So what routing is consist of? Routing is at individual material level. You tell system what kind of different operation it will pass through. Different operations. So a material during its journey, it might pass through different machines from production perspective, and that is what routing consists. And what do you define here is operations, which work center, which manufacturing facility. Think of work center like I did mention that individual machines. Think of that. Plant, of course, it is at the plant level. Then we tell system how much hours. I will categorize activity type here. Here at work center level, you tell system how much hours it will take to set up that. Like for example, a lathe machine. Another product is passing, a lot has passed through 10,000 units, and then another product is coming. You might end up changing the die. So that is your setup cost. So we track those things through activity hours, and then you will tell system how much labor. That is the ideal way of if I want to do such thing to produce 10,000 units of this particular product, how much labor will be engaged in that particular work center. at that particular machine that you define as part of, you will create labor activity hours. Then you can track direct cost of different nature by, like, you will spend consumables, you will spend different kind of other expenses, direct cost in that particular work center. Then that also you track that cost through by way of activity hours. So activity hours, you will have hours and cost linked to that activity, and you will tell in this routing what are the different operation, what are the different work center this product will pass through, and how much cost will be spent, how much hours will be spent at that particular operation for that product. Like here, for to produce 100 kg of this product, they will spend 35 machine hours. Machine hours in the sense 35 labor hours and 35 direct cost hours. And this is activity hours. You will see C2HR means HR hours. So this is the activity name here. C1HR is the activity name, and another screenshot is not coming over. So C1HR 35 hours, one of the activity, and C2HR, it is not in the screenshot, but it might be hours only. I will say again, so because it is crucial concept of product cost. So routing consists of different work center or manufacturing aspect a product will pass through during a manufacturing journey. So here it is only one operation, which might be that just at one machine itself this product is getting finished, but you might have n number of operations mentioned over here, and each operation how much activity hours you are spending in terms of labor, in terms of direct cost, in terms of setup, and that is what will let you know at the end of the day how much direct costs you have spent on a particular product manufacturing. That is the usage of routing. So direct cost, we are routing is defined for the individual material level. How we are tracking direct cost, that is what it does. Let's say work centers. Now routing, like I have explained it to you, routing contains different work centers. During a product journey, how many work center a product passes through. Now, how are we observing our cost? Is every work center is linked with the cost center. It's a one-to-one combination. Like a particular machine of a work center is there, then I will have another cost center, but there might be that cost center is a bit higher. In that cost center, I want to link with different work centers. So it can be many to one. Many work center can be linked to one cost center, but not the other way around. One work center can't be linked with different cost centers, because I want to track, because cost is my ultimate goal. I want to track, so I can have multiple sub work centers, but not other way around. And activity type prices. So activity type is a concept in SAP. The activity type is where you can track hours and price to know different kind of cost involved for a work center, in turn for the cost center. Let me know, Navneet ji, is it I'm running fast, or is it okay, or it is getting, people might be observing this just from audience perspective, just it's okay. I'm running with the right speed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, I was on unmute. Sorry, I was on mute. And so you can go through the way you are moving right now. Yeah. So I think we should be able to complete that by 25 hours.
Yeah, sure. I think then I'm just assuming that my speed or my I'm spending right time at that place. Okay.
Yeah, in fact, we are learning a lot. No
Yeah,
issues.
sure. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So that is direct cost, and that is how we track direct cost apart from material cost. Now, third kind of cost is indirect production cost. Now, these are called overheads basically. So overheads means the cost you are tracking, which is not directly linked to the production, like store cost for that matter. Store is not directly linked with the production. So what at the end of the day, you want to track every cost and you want to link every cost with the product. That is the objective. Otherwise, you will lose your profit. You can't gauge your profitability for a particular product. So your ultimate objective is you want to link every cost to a specific product. And indirect production cost, store cost, maintenance cost for that matter, we link and to the production cost centers, direct production cost centers, and in turn, direct production cost centers are the cost centers through routing. We link it to a specific product because at the think of that, I have defined routing for a particular material, and then if something I am able to allocate, and in turns this routing has work centers, and work centers is in turn linked to a cost center. So if you have linked indirect production cost to direct cost centers here, then that means you have assigned your cost to individual material, and that is our objective. We can't leave any cost unassigned to product, because then it will give us a false picture, and so we have to consume our overheads at the material level. Under absorption or over absorption is a concept. We have to absorb every indirect cost. So I'm just going to, I do have a screenshot of cycle, allocation cycle. Oh, I'm fine. Sorry, I will come to this. I will show you this work centers screenshot also. Okay, this is the assessment cycle. Think of that. I'm trying to transfer my indirect cost, a cost center, store cost center, to direct cost center, direct production cost centers. I have whatever I have accumulated over a period of time during the month, and bear in mind these are month-end exercises. Such kind of allocation cycles are executed at the end of the month. So keep on charging your store cost center. I'm giving you a simple example of store, which is of indirect nature. You keep on charging your expenses at that level, and these are the cost on GL accounts. So you have defined for these kind of GL account and cost center combination, you will transfer to this cost. So think of this as a direct product cost centers. So that once cost reaches to direct cost center, then you can have that kind of linkage with the material. So store cost for these kind of GL accounts, it will at the end of the month you are transferring from here to here. That means at the direct cost center, you will have every kind of cost accumulated over here. And now I just skipped work center. It is just for the knowledge sake. You will see work center is at the plant level, individual work center, and in costing it is linked to the cost center here. And at the work center, you did mention what kind of activity type it is dealing with. These are the activity type. It can deal with the labor, it can deal with the direct cost, it can deal with the setup cost. That is what you mentioned. It is a master data. It is a work center master data. And these are the cycles, are transactional cycles basically. That is where at the month end you transfer cost from one place to another place. Okay, so here indirect cost, you have captured your indirect cost, transfer it to the direct cost center, that manufacturing cost center, and indirect cost can be of any nature. Indirect production cost or can it be sales and marketing overheads also, because if you want to calculate cost of sales, then you want to transfer sales and marketing cost also at the product level. Then only you will get cost of sales of any product. So manufacturing cost, you will get up to the point of indirect production cost, and contribution margin, you will get up to this level. So definition goes like this: contribution margin will be equal to material cost plus direct cost, which is variable in nature. So you are tracking it through BOM routing. Then manufacturing cost, it will include indirect production cost. You are tracking at the indirect cost center and transferring it to the direct cost centers, manufacturing cost center. You transfer this sequence number 3 to sequence number 2. Sales and cost of sales, then you will transfer this sequence number 4 over here. Then you will get cost of sales at individual material level, because you have BOM at individual material level. You have these kind of direct costs at individual material level by way of routing. So that is what your product costing will consist of. That is the SAP term or way of tracking product costing.
Rakesh ji, here one query is here now.
Yeah.
Interest sometimes make part of cost. So
yeah,
nothing has been said about interest and finance cost over here.
So yeah, I would say in these sales and marketing, you can have n number of cost centers, like financial cost. Now you can have a cost, you will have an indirect cost center with the name of so indirect cost centers will exist over there, and by way of allocation cycle, you will allocate it to the direct cost. So you can have a cost center with any terminology basically.
Okay,
So
fine.
yeah, and then at the using the assessment cycle and allocation cycle, you can link it to the direct cost centers. Yeah,
fine.
okay. So that is the concept of product costing. So I'm just going down. BOM we covered, routing we covered, work center we covered, assessment cycle we did cover. Now product costing planning. Product cost planning, what it consists of. I think pricing control in material masters. So now I have a material master screenshot. I'm just jumping to that slide. Bear with me. Yeah, this is my material master screenshot. Now, if you see on the top of it, categorization is raw material. This is a raw material master. Now here, these things, different tabs. These are called tabs of material. Material master is very extensive master, very crucial master of any journey. So I could take only few tabs I could reflect here, but think of that you will have n number of tabs here, these things, and with this arrow you can navigate left and right. So here you will see quality management. It is not coming over here, but quality management is one of the tab, and that is where you will define what are the different quality inspections involved in this material master. You will tell over here different parameters. Now I will focus in accounting 1. So accounting, you will see there are multiple tabs of accounting 1, accounting 2, costing 1, costing 2, and this is warehouse management. We won't touch upon that. So in accounting 1 concept in material masters, first I want to tell you the price control. Here price control is this one, and what it then tells you, price control is S, standard price. And what is the concept here? You can have you will have standard price, you will have moving average price. So standard price means in this particular material, you are telling system this price, standard, this price I have basically rubbed it, but this is the price of this material, this price, and it will stay standard for a specific time, for a specific month, for a specific year, and it will stay same. You won't change it. It won't get changed by any new purchases. If there are variations in the purchase price or cost price or manufacturing price of this material, but it won't change in the material master. It will stay static for the whole year or for the whole month. Again, I will explain that concept. Now that is what price control means. So standard price and moving average price. That is what you tell system as part of this journey. So here it is standard price for this particular material, and it will stay static for a specific period of time. Second thing is per unit price. This one. Now this is linked with the concept of material ledger, and it tells you actual price of that material. And you will see there are two different fields. One is standard price, another is per unit price, and it has its own sequence and uses at different places. So standard price is used for different purposes, per unit price is for reporting purpose mainly, but standard price is the most crucial one. This field is most crucial one, and it is used for any kind of costing, any kind of even sales for that matter. That is where your cost will be booked at this for any particular material. So per unit price is linked with material ledger, and it reflects the real price of that material, and it is for reporting purpose. These fields doesn't clash with each other. It has its own unique perspective, a unique uses. So that is the price control, and that is POP. And I have highlighted this, but I don't want to go into the. It has linked with material ledger, and very quickly it tells system whether you want to pass on the movement of cost to the higher level material, like in this case raw material. Any changes happens here, such changes should be passed on to the higher level material or not. And these are the different drop boxes. You here in this case they are saying yes, it is a multi-level thing, but sometimes you say no, if something happens it should stay in this material only, it should not pass on to the higher level material. That is what you control here. And you will see at the bottom inventory value. So it is the real inventory value at this point in time for this material, and thus same is appearing in standard price. This particular field is standard price, and then it is at the per unit price. So you system will tell you at the actual cost what is the price, and at the standard price what is the price available. So that is the relevancy of material master. Now I will jump back to my previous slide. Price control in material master. I'm talking about product cost planning, and then LTP. Now I touched on the LTP in product cost planning. What you do at the beginning of the year, and I'm going with the right practices at the beginning of the system. They do have their sales projections. Based on the sales projections, they create planned sales order, and in turn it triggers planned production orders. And planned production orders, when it runs, it tells system how much sales projections will tell you how much we are going to sell for the next year. In turn, to produce this so much sales, how much raw material or finished goods we need to produce during this year. And in turn, that gives you how much to material management person. It will tell how much they need to procure during this financial year. So that is the complete chain. That is the activity which is run through this long-term planning, and that is done for an organization 3-4 months before. Like if January to December is my calendar year, so I will start doing this exercise in October. Sales projections, then it will turn again my production orders and all those things, and it will give me right budget and prices for the coming financial year. And why it is important to have this activity? From these sales projections, you will get planned activity prices of your system. I think someone has gone on unmute, please. So please mute yourself. So it will provide you activity type prices for the next coming year, and that is called planned activity prices, and that is what will give you the basis for your calculation of your routing cost in a planned way. That is where you get it. Now, second product cost planning consists of material cost estimates. So at the beginning of the year, you will run through, you will come to know what is your planned material cost, planned activity cost, and then you run through this costing run at the beginning of the year, and you will update your material masters with the standard price, and that is the relevancy of standard price, and that is used. And if I keep on saying financial year, think in that way. Few organization might think that they need to update this thing every month, so they might, because product cost planning means it gives you standard price, but if any industry thinks there are lots of variation of in manufacturing costs or their buying costs, so they can change their standard price every month, they as part of month end exercise. But normally for the sake of reporting or for the sake of comparison, organization do such activity once in a year, so that for the whole year the same standard price run through for different reporting purposes. So that is the relevancy of product cost planning. So costing variant is more for a consultant, SAP consultant. We configure the system defining different parameters, that whether activity type prices will be based on the fixed cost, variable cost, and all those, or whether my source cost of BOM will come from alternative BOM, planned BOM, or real BOM. Those kind of parameters we set up as part of costing variant, and that is backend config. Costing run is the front end exercise. It is a very crucial exercise once in a year or once in a month for any costing person, because it updates the material master prices straight away. And that material master prices are a very crucial element of any pricing, for inventory valuation, for sales reporting, for any kind of reporting for that purpose. So that is product cost planning. I have touched upon this material master. Now, earlier was product cost planning. Now we are in the real product cost. And now real product cost, what it consists of. So there are different elements. First, it can differ industry wise. Now, one industry is continuous manufacturing. It's called repetitive manufacturing. When, like oil industry, there you don't have any luxury to quantify your production at any single point, because it is running, it is in flow, it is liquid for that matter. So what do? You have a time, like by end of the day, I will see how much oil is lying in my tanker, and based on that, I will consume all the raw materials. So we track those things using product cost collector. That the production order in other industries is called production order, but here in such kind of repetitive manufacturing is called product cost collector. So it is the manufacturing person deal with that, but from costing perspective, we collect every cost at this level. So what system does, based on the BOM, system book the consumption of raw material or semi-finished goods based on the final output we have produced for a particular time. So that output of final product is measured based on my storage tank. That okay, I have produced 100 liter of oil, 100 liter of this gas. So based on that, once system do production person do back flushing, they called back flushing. They book the cost in the expense. System will book at the backward all the raw material cost. So you tell system only what you have produced of finished goods, and system book at the back end. And that is because that is a limitation, that you can't really measure because it is so running industry, you can't really measure something in concrete way. So that is how we do such thing in continuous manufacturing. Discrete manufacturing, which everyone is aware of in general, production order is the collector of cost. That is where we collect the cost. Sales order costing is a specific scenario wherein very big industries or very customized, if you are creating any product very customized based on the need of customer, then you want to track that cost based on the customer specification. So what do? You create sales order. In the sales order, you have all the specification, how the customer wants a specific order. And at the back end, that sales order is linked to the production order. So that is how you track. And that comes with a very specific industry. That's why I did mention what kind of manufacturing you're dealing with. Now, you have recorded that cost during the month. At the month end, during the month, you will book the planned cost. Think of that. You booked standard cost of material. You have booked the cost of based on the planned activity prices that was happen during the month. What month end closing? What you will do now at the month end, you come to know how much is the actual cost you have incurred. So you will start absorbing that cost through using allocation cycles. Fine. You will link your actual cost. You will absorb that cost and you will transfer that actual cost to the direct production cost centers. And in turn, direct production cost centers will have their own actual cost, and you will calculate the actual activity prices over there. Because at this time during the month you are doing at the planned rate, but anyway at the end of the day you have to book actual rate basically. So you do as part of month end exercise, you calculate these activities you perform these steps as part of month end exercise and upload or absorb the real cost with the product. Actual activity price calculation, actual material prices upload, and this is linked with the material ledger execution. Material ledger is, I think I do have another slide. Yeah, I do have another slide. I will cover that material ledger separately. Now you will calculate at the end of the month what is your work in process, because you can't really make your inventory, or you can create your inventory if any production is not at the right stage. So that is we are dealing with the case of production order status. If any production order is running in process, then based on that system will identify so much inventory is lying as work in process. So that you calculate. That is the way of calculating. And actually this particular concept is not applicable for these kind of industries, because there you don't have any flexibility or luxury of knowing that at the end of the month how much where is it lying. Either it is finished or crude at the raw stage. So, and then you will calculate variances, because you have booked everything during the month at the planned rate. At the end of the month you come with the actual rate, and then you will come to know what are your variances, and those variances are calculated at the individual material level. And in turn, it is linked to the profitability. It is passed on to the profitability area, so that you will come to know planned cost and variances that will give you the total cost, and profitability will be derived based on that factor. And that process is called settlement of production order to material. And that is where every production order is linked to a specific material. And when you settle this production order to the material, then it is linked to the specific material. And that is how you can derive your material wise profitability, product wise profitability. So that is the real costing, how you track.
Rakeshji,
yeah,
we are running short of time, because one more speaker is also there who has to tell something with regard to the corporate costing.
Sure. So how much more time I do have?
So try to conclude at the earliest possible. Finish up your slides, but try to conclude at the earliest possible with the bit speed.
Okay, sure. I will run through that. Okay, actual costing and material ledger concept is a different concept in SAP. In material ledger, when it is activated, it gives you the real price, actual price for any product in real time. It gives you variations, incorporates any new you have changes some buying cost or production cost. That cost, we are not impacting the real standard price of the material, but material ledger gives you additional functionality, so that you will come to know what is your actual price at the end of the month, and it goes in parallel. It is complementary to each other. It is not substituting each other. Okay, so now we are in profitability analysis. Broadly, profitability analysis consist of, you can categorize costing based profitability analysis or account based profitability analysis. So we have, okay, now costing based profitability analysis. What is it? So far, I have covered in the subsequent slide. Costing based profitability analysis was the preferred choice of any organization. Bigger organization can't deal with account based profitability analysis so far, but during this with this S4HANA, the concept got changed. I will cover in the subsequent. So let us talk about costing based profitability analysis. So what is profitability analysis? In profitability analysis, you define all the characteristics. We call it characteristics. And what are those characteristics? Country, sales district, product hierarchy, so that whatever you want to know the profitability with, you will create it as a characteristics, so that you come to know the profitability by that characteristics. So it's like an organization want to know at any particular sales district level, what is my profitability. So they will have one characteristic sales district, and then they can track that profitability based on that. Now this costing based profitability use value fields. We call as a bucket. Think of it as a bucket, and that value fields are used for reporting. That is the core of profitability analysis tool. So those value fields are linked with the sales. So Copa actually profitability analysis linked with the sales and distribution module basically. So sales condition types are feeding to those value fields. So whatever sales order or sales invoice you are creating, that flows to Copa. So values are passed in profitability analysis when you do the sales invoicing, not at the time of delivery. That is called post goods issue. At the time of delivery, you don't do anything. When you bill the invoice to the customer, then only data will flow to Copa, not before that. So that's why, because of that concept, goods dispatched but not invoiced, reconciliation is required at the end of the month. Because if goods are dispatched, your inventory is reduced, but you have not booked it to revenue yet and not transferred to the Copa yet. So you need to, in order to assess your profitability right, you need to have that reconciliation in place. And like I did mention, production variances are transferred to Copa value fields, and accounts and Copa sources are different. So reconciliation at the end of the month, your account booking and Copa are different sources. So there might be a concept that accounts are showing some results, but Copa is showing some results, and that is because of the time lag. So I'm just conscious of the fact of the timing constraints here. So I'm running a bit fast. Okay. So next is account based profitability analysis. Now that is the another concept of Copa. Here you record your profitability analysis directly at the GL account level. So GL accounts are representing your profitability, and that level itself, you will have all the characteristics in that posting. So you need not to go here and there. When you are using account-based profitability analysis, it will stay reconciled at any point in time with your GL accounting, and you will have extra characteristics or attributes like country, business area, while booking the cost at the GL level. You will have those attributes available. So that is account-based profitability analysis. Okay, now profitability analysis is a bit changed in S4HANA. S4HANA is the current tool which SAP is promoting, and everybody is running on S4HANA now. Running in a sense, everybody is transferring themselves to S4HANA. That is the big thing, from existing old modules to S4HANA. So S4HANA now is encouraging that you should use account-based Copa. They are saying we won't support costing-based Copa. I think another support period over two years and all. And what does that mean is, if you run out with any error or something in costing-based Copa, then SAP will say no, we won't support you, because you have to. We are mandating you to change to account-based Copa. That is a change, and they have changed this name to account-based Copa to margin analysis. That is a new name with S4HANA for account-based Copa. So they have drastically changed the structure in S4HANA because of the concept that their database they have made more stronger, so they can deal with so much volume of data. So they are not worried that Copa will have more data or not. So they have linked finance and Copa together so that it remains reconciled in real time. So because that was a concern earlier with the higher management of organizations, that when I'm looking at Copa, my figure is shown different. When I'm looking in finance, it is shown different. Then that is the limitation SAP has tried to overcome with. So that no need for reconciliation. My source is same. In finance and Copa, numbers will remain same. And another enhancement they have done it, like I did mention in Copa, it was getting transferred only at the time of sales invoicing. So they were saying, oh, we won't come to know about profitability till I have invoiced to the customer. That is not giving me fair idea. So they have come up with the predictive accounting concept. The moment you will create sales order, it will flow to Copa area, and you will come to know, okay, this is my profitability, even projected profitability for that matter. Okay, margin analysis work real time without waiting for month end step. I need not to wait till month end variance calculation or settlement and all those things. In real time, I can tell profitability numbers. Even it might be projected one, but still high management will have numbers in their hand. Okay. 1 minute, I think. Okay, reporting. It's a very wide area. It is not worth spending more time for reporting. But nowadays, business data warehouse (BW) reporting is very in, because that can deal with BW is the tool by SAP that is meant for reporting purpose. It is directly linked with SAP ECC or SAP S4HANA. It is a different server, but it is in real time linked with BW. If not real time, overnight basis, so that it can deal with lots of data. So your organization doesn't want to spend more transaction. They want to keep transactional data and reporting data separately. So that is the objective of BW. And there you create the customized reports basically based on your organization requirement. So very SAP standard reporting. These are the standard. I did quote for the sake of mentioning basic reports like cost center report, product cost estimate display, product cost collector analysis, production order cost display, Copa line item report, Copa report. Just for the sake of that, these are the very much available in real time in standard SAP itself. So I did quote it, but it's a big you can, if you will use the information system menu path or tab, you will find n number of reports available with different attributes. And another tool which has come up is nowadays SAC reporting, software analytics reporting. There also it is an enhanced version of VW, and you can create customized reports. Okay, so that is what reporting is all about. Now I think I will pass it on back to Mr. Navneet. Navneet, you can take over. I'm done with my presentation. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. It was really a wonderful presentation, and I myself have learned a lot while attending this session.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Navneet. A lot. Yeah.
We
I hope it is useful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is really useful. Rest the audience will tell. And in any case, we have another person with us, Mr. Pavan. Pavanji, are you there? Pavanji?
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, Pavanji, you are audible. So my request to you, you are in the presenter mode right now. So for the audience, the Pavanji CMA Pavanji is working with one of the very good organizations, and I know him since long, and he is having very wide exposure in you can say SAP with regard to the reporting purposes, because he used to prepare various type of reports, bring the data from the SAP and all type of MIS, budgeting, costing. Not only this, whatever a case he had told, that was specifically with regard to general you can say costing. Pavanji is involved in, you can say, regulatory reporting also, because he used to prepare, you can say, extract the data for the purpose of preparation of cost statements and preparation of cost audit annexures too. Pavanji, I'll request you to please share your PPT, one or two slider PPT, whatever is there, and tell something about this, how you are, you can say, using it for the purpose of reporting to top management. Over to you, Pavanji.
Thank you, sir. First of all, sir, thank you very much for this opportunity. Very interactive and very good session. And thank you, Rakesh, sir. He described SAP in very few words and with much of the knowledge. I also learned very much in a very few words you used and very much knowledge you give the members. As everybody knows that at the present, SAP is very useful tool. Management expectation very preferred SAP software is SAP. So not taking in much of our time, I'm just sharing only 2-page PPT that this is the common SAP module. Is it a hello? This is the most common SAP module in the SAP. That is the MM module, PP module, CO module, FI, SD, and SCM.
Pavanji, you can say change the slide also. Slide is your name is only visible, not the another one.
Now it is visible, sir, because I have changed it.
Just you can turn that to PPT mode, na? So,
yeah,
PPT
it's in a PPT mode, sir. Hold on again.
Yeah, it's there. Yes, it is there. It is there.
So this is the most common SAP module, as Rakesh sir already described it, but it is just a simple introduction of it. That SAP is described almost 25 module, but this is the most common module you will see in the corporate, whether you do any audit or have any want to do a job in any corporate. That is MM module, Material Master, PP, Production Planning, CO, Costing, FI, Finance, SD, Selling Distribution, HCM, Human Capital Management. Every data stored according to the requirement in these modules of every company. And this is the why SAP useful for management or a company reporting. Actually, first of all, every data or report are just one single T code away. Before the SAP, we have to analyze much of the data and got the report almost 2 or 3 days. But in the SAP, you will get any type of report in a single report. Whether you want a standard costing, you want a sale report, you want a GL total outstanding, whatever things you want to present to the management, you are just a single T code away. This is the first point that why it is a very preferred software by the management in the company. Second, it will provide to item-wise standard costing. In the standard costing, we usually capture in the Excel and we maintain in the Excel and update according to the requirement. But in the SAP, it is very we can say that very easy to maintain in the SAP also the standard costing, and you can also view it the factors also, that what is the consumption, the rate, the anything you can view very easily. All item, actual consumption, raw material, and process time for the cost record and management MIS is also very easy. For the preparing the cost record, it is very hectic to provide the raw material on the item wise level, because the cost record data is full of the year data, and it is not fixed. Many of the company, it is not fixed the particular raw material for the item every month, because there may be change in the item. So to solve this problem, we cannot maintain the manual data in the Excel data. So SAP also provide you every item what the raw material you have consumed in every month on every production order. This type of accuracy, this type of information you will come to know through the SAP, and which is also most acceptable by the management. What the management also want, that what abnormality raw material we have consumed, what is the impact of that raw material, then you will come to know with the help of the SAP only. All data are well structured and linked with each other from the starting point to end point. In the beauty of SAP is that everything is linked to each another. That, as the Rakesh sir described, that the plant code, the company code, plant code, cost center, work center. This is the beauty of the SAP. There is nothing beyond that, and all the things you will capture very easily. One thing also, that the real-time part costing of any item. Let's suppose you have make any standard and there is something change in your standard. So you just change the consumption or the rate, whatever you have, and you can view the new costing in the real time by only single T code. Use the CK11. This is just a brief of the SAP. Actually, SAP is a most useful tool, in my opinion, every CMA must have the knowledge of SAP. And I think it is in my opinion that after that session, as the Rakesh sir described, everybody who has attended the session will be able to know at least that what is SAP and the functionality of the SAP. The SAP, I don't think that SAP is a no strange things to him. And in a single line, if I describe the SAP, you just think that it is a warehouse. It is a warehouse. The things is laying in a warehouse on a floor. And if you know the where is the things and the way, then you will got the right information immediately time. And in today's management, what is expected? The expectation of the management is that they want the report within 1 or 2 days. They don't want to wait up to the date of 5th of the month, 10th of the month, 12th of the month for the review. They don't want to wait. They want a just-in-time theory. They are believing in this. They want the data in within 1 or 2 days. And if you know the data, then how the SAP is working, what is the functionality of the SAP, then you will able to provide the right information to the management on a right time with your observation, with your points, what the abnormality in the last month we have, and what should be the action plan. Everything you will provide to the management. So this is the sort of SAP according to my. Over to Nandisa sir.
Thank you, Pawanji. Thanks a lot. Now I'll take a bit of few 2-3 minutes to just go through the you can say different risks the you can say persons who are attending this webinar have asked, and then it will be an open house session.
Yes sir.
I'm just going to the specific queries. Very less queries are there. Rakesh ji said that huge demand in marketing. Very few organizations are using Copa report. That is okay. Very specific queries were there. Mahipal Singh ji has specifically asked that he's a CS by profession and also a cost accountant. He wants to pursue his career in costing. He is asking that which SAP is beneficial for me, SAP FICO or HANA? Rakesh ji.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, these are two different concepts. SAP S/4HANA, which is called, it is a new SAP version of SAP. So for you, SAP FICO is a core module, but S/4HANA is a new technology of SAP. So think of that as a different way. So for you, in summary, SAP FICO you need to pursue with. And S/4HANA you can get certified in. Now SAP is offering S/4HANA certifications. You can go for S/4HANA certifications in FICO.
Rakesh ji had requested, Rakesh Chaudhary ji had requested that this session should be recorded. It is getting recorded, and definitely I'll share the link with all the audience, whosoever shared their email IDs.
Before closure,
Pardon?
Deepak Tiwari, CMA Deepak Tiwari this side. Before the closure of this session, just I have a small query in relation to SAP and in compliance of Ind AS 2. Basically, right now I am in a textile industry and leading in development of S/4HANA. Earlier we are using ECC 6, and basically the company we taken on slum sale basis. And here we are struggling with one Ind AS 2 compliance regarding the inventory valuation. Initially we plan a specific order basis valuation because each kind of fabric in a textile industry is different. Each shirts, pants, suitings, and each brands is different. So initially we thought to go a specific model, a specific identification based valuation order to order basis, and later we moved on a weighted average movement basis. What do you think on that? Because CFO think there is some challenges in a specific identification basis, because when we get an order for a one product thrice, and might be at that point of time for a product we make a 3-time procurement of raw material, but my model is a specific identification basis, system applying weighted average as well for that specific order. And is there any contradiction between a specific identification and weighted average method when we do at plant level basis?
Rakesh ji, over to you with regard to inventory valuation.
Yeah, it is very, first of all, it is very specific requirement. We can't answer just on but in general, how SAP works is it works in weighted average price itself, because if you see, it calculates, like I did mention, first of all, that you have, if you will have LIFO, FIFO also available in SAP. Secondly, in terms of price control, like I did mention, you have a standard price, moving average price. Two terminologies are there. And third is material ledger. And you have to use material ledger, which will give you actual inventory valuation at the actual price. And the way I get your query is, you have lots of variations in your raw material prices, it seems. When you're buying something, lots of variations are there. So first of all, with the standard SAP terminology, with the material ledger usage, you will be able to fulfill your inventory valuation requirement very easily. One thing. And you should keep, ideally, you can use moving average price, but for me, you keep standard price as a price control, so that you have something constant or static for reporting purpose, and let material ledger or actual costing give you inventory valuation at the actual prices.
Actually, we are doing that thing. We are maintaining a standard and actual. But my question in relation to inventory valuation, whether we can adopt a specific identification based on the sales order, or we can adopt inventory valuation at plant level. At plant level, we may have n number of order, 100 or 200 running orders, and having inventory valuation with each specific order basis, or at plant level for a material would be one rate.
Okay. So I would say, yeah, so you have to have.
Which one is more suitable?
Okay, so I would say, see, first of all, you have to have a consistent practice at the plant level. You won't have any flexibility of using sales order wise inventory, basically. So inventory valuation has to happen at the plant level. That is a constant approach. I would advise personally, don't go with, it might be, I need to explore, go back and check, but it might be SAP is providing you that functionality, but for me, it will be too flimsy for you to use that functionality.
Basically, PwC is our implementing partner, and they are their associate director was very interested to implement inventory valuation at SO level, because we having 7 to 8 marketing divisions. So they are very interested to keep inventory for specific division at order level. So profitability order wise, marketing division wise would be more clear and visible. While our production plant is very huge, and we have a capacity to manufacture 4 lakh meter per day. So CFO facing challenge between auditor and PwC side. He's thinking might be Deloitte is a statutory auditor, and they raise question for one product at plant at order level may be different. So what is your view?
So for me,
Deepakji, I think you can hire Deepakji. I think you can hire Rakeshji separately for this. Because in this section we won't be able to complete it, because the way I can understand, this is a very technical issue, and one needs to have you can say understand each and everything. Madanji,
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you,
Yeah,
James.
Hello.
Deepakji, just wait. Deepakji, please close.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, you are getting me?
Madanji, or who is online? Madanji?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Online.
No,
Yeah,
someone
who
is
is-
trying to speak. Someone is trying to speak.
Someone
It
else
seems.
is trying to speak. Who is trying to speak?
Hello.
Mr.
I think
CP.
it is a time to.
Yes.
Can
Myself,
I throw some light on this?
Madhajaji, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Nodiji, I think it's a time for vote of thanks.
Yeah, that is okay. Anwarji, are you there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I am
Anwarji,
here.
just wait. Yeah. Just wait for a moment. Just let us try to close a few queries are there.
Today's program was so good that it will not finish till evening or even
I
tomorrow.
know.
Everybody has his own question.
But we had kept some time for the open house. But in anyhow, we will try to get a few queries before Madanji. Just give me a moment.
Yes.
Rakesh, one query was there. Can we create multiple profit centers under one plan? Mohsin
Yeah,
ji asked this question. We can.
yeah, very much. Yeah.
Okay. Rachit ji has asked why in an entry both cost center and profit center both are used. One is related to cost and another is related to profit revenue.
So cost center is a sub-object, profit center is on top of it. So by default, whatever is hitting cost center, it will hit profit center in turn for sure. So you need any different, there is no different entry to profit center. It percolates from cost center itself.
Okay, fine.
Hello.
Rakesh ji has asked many queries where I think we will try. Rakesh ji, Rakesh Chaudhary ji, Rakesh Sharma ji has already answered your many queries with regard to setup time. And I think we have, yeah, Mukesh ji has asked one question. Can we break routing in various overheads like power, labor, depreciation, consumable? Can we get breakup in detail at product level?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you can.
Fine.
Hello.
Yeah, who is there? CP, Mr. CP, who is CMA Pawan? He's Pawan. Who is, you can
Someone
say,
is trying to speak. Yeah,
I don't know. Yes, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
You are getting my voice?
Yeah.
Actually, someone told about they want the this material costing because there is some freight inward issue. So I suggest them कि if they want the actual material costing, so they go on the PO basis. If they go on the PO basis, which is the material they are procuring, so they will go exact costing. Otherwise, the variance should be there every time. So there is service bill is there, but if they will go by the PO wise and they will the quantity, they will get they can load the costing material costing in the exact way.
Okay, so the freight cost is we are getting your point. First of all, it is very unstructured query, but still I will try to say something. Freight cost you can record.
Let Rakesh answer. Anuji, let Rakesh answer. Rakesh ji.
Yeah. So first of all, there is a specific provision by which you can track and link freight cost with a product. You have an option, so you can track it, freight cost. And regarding your purchase order, so purchase order is a source for everything. Your query is yet whether you should use purchase order or you have to use purchase order, and not only purchase order, purchase information record, that is called PIR. That is where we can track the cost from. We can source the cost from PIR.
Thank you.
So Anilji, I think I would have answered it, but that is very we can answer. Yeah.
Madanji, please. Madanji.
Good afternoon, Jain sir. Audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible, sir. Please.
Thanks, Pokashi, for your beautiful presentation. I will not take.
I think we are losing him.
First concern, or spreading all over India. It has got different subsidiaries. Something has been monetized from headquarters. Something has been monetized from central place. Transition period takes at least 1 year, and during the transition period from one system to SAP system, we have faced lots of problems. Now almost all the problems are over. We have seen it is a beautiful system, and where the files are not to be moved. Proposal has to be initiated from the user online, but it takes long time for updating the vendor code, and till now we are facing some sorts of problem, but it will be automatically. I expect within 1 or 2 months it will be over. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Rakesh ji, one question is there from how these indirect costs are being absorbed in a single product.
So indirect cost is like you are booking these costs, like let me say indirect cost centers. Fine, like store cost center. Now, when you are booking at an indirect cost center, you at the end of the month you will transfer using allocation cycles to the direct direct cost centers, which is directly linked to the production. And those direct cost centers are linked with work center in routing, and that routing is at the material level. So that is how it is linked to individual product level using allocation cycles.
All right. Let me see now who is there. One question is there. Last question is there. Can we have two different, Mohsin has asked, can we have two different activity rate for a single product for the same month as we have multiple costing variant, where we can see those two different standard costs based on two MHRs?
So for a single activity type, you can have a single price, but for the same kind of activity, you can have multiple activity types. And at that activity type, you can have different prices you can maintain. But for single given activity type, you can have single price, but you can have multiple activity types down the line.
Yeah, Parvati ma'am, welcome. Thanks a lot for attending. Parvati ma'am.
Yeah, I hope you're able to hear me.
Yeah, we are able to hear you.
We can hear you.
Thanks for attending the webinar, ma'am. And we love to hear from you. We would love to hear from you, ma'am.
It was my pleasure, sir. I just had a very, very quick question. I know everybody's getting late for lunch. Sir, as per you, because I'm looking at the practical aspects of implementation, as per you, what are the top 5 requirements of a successful implementation of Copa module in a company?
Yeah. So yeah, sure. So Navneet, do you want me to answer that?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So yeah, first of all, S4HANA is the new thing. If your company is going for that, must be going for S4HANA for sure. So in Copa nowadays, S4HANA has revolutionized Copa very much. It has gone from the original concept to account-based Copa, which is margin analysis now. So margin analysis, wherein it has linked to the Copa with account-based Copa. And that means, first of all, you need to know what are your dimensions by which you want to report your profitability. What are different dimensions? That is one thing you should know, very clear. And second thing you should know, in Copa, if you because as it is linked with account-based Copa now, so your GL account setup also is very much relevant. When you want to define your GL accounts, you need to bear in mind that what kind of flexibility you want to achieve in Copa reporting. So for me, those two are very key aspects.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Actually, I should agree with Mr. Pavan. He rightly said that knowledge of the FICO module is very much important for a management accountant. And I think basically at least for two purposes. One, if he is part of an organization, he's an employee, then the very first thing when a consultant comes to implement SAP, the very first thing he asks is your wish list. Am I correct, Rakesh ji?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
Right. So a management accountant should help the organization in drawing the wish list. The SAP consultant will work on the wish list. He can't create the wish list for you. So
just to fine version your query, two things. One, your wish list, and secondly, how you are running your current legacy system. That is also very important. Yeah.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. So I am just connecting the role of management accountant in this whole scenario, and why the knowledge of SAP FICO module is very, very important for a cost management consultant or a cost management accountant, is that creating that wish list is fundamental for a successful implementation of SAP. And what I have seen, I am not a SAP expert, sir, Rakesh ji. I am a cost accountant learning the SAP tricks through my clients, working with my clients. So what I have seen is fundamental issue is at the time of putting the wish list to the SAP consultant, there had been a lot of misses, because of which the SAP is either not running successfully or not not meeting the requirements of the management.
You're right.
So
You're right.
that is a very fundamental thing. Second
And-
thing, as a cost auditor, also you need to have an SAP FICO knowledge, because whenever you ask for any statement, the statement provided to us is said that ye to system generated hai. So what do you mean the system? You should know what do you mean by the system generated report. How the system has been configured. It is, we're not doing a transaction audit anymore. We are doing a system audit. So FICO module knowledge is a must today to work in an SAP requirement. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Navneet. And it was an excellent session, Rakesh. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Ravi Sani sir, are you there? Ravi Sani sir? I think he's not here. Anwarji?
Yes.
Anwarji?
Hello.
So,
Can you hear me now?
Am I audible?
Raviji, I think Raviji has joined. Raviji?
Hello.
Yes.
Am I audible?
How are you?
Raviji, we welcome you also. I have seen that you were attending. Sir, a few of your thoughts on this session.
I must say it was an excellent session, and I congratulate all of you, particularly the coverage done by Rakesh ji was wonderful. I think in very, I would say, small span of time, he could explain all the nitty-gritties of SAP. And I would agree with the comments made by Parvati ji that many a times the ground staff, I mean the people at the shop floor and also the people who will actually use the SAP, they are not consulted while the implementations are being made. So this is one of the biggest reason of the SAP implementation failures. So that is happening. So I am happy to, convey here that many of the companies have now started involving CMAs like me and Navneet ji and other practitioners as domain experts while these SAP is being designed and implemented. So I think that should help the company to achieve a better rate, as well as it will also give a better insight to the CMAs as to how the CO module is working, which is very important for a CMA to understand. So with these words, I would like to thank you for inviting me. Thank you once again, Rakesh ji, Navneet ji, and everyone for organizing such a wonderful session. And I would request more such sessions should be organized in days to come. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi ji.
Yeah.
Anwarji, please give a vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Am I audible?
You are.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So please, so I am very much thankful, Honorable CMA Rakesh Sharma ji, Navneet Jain ji, Chairman Technical Cell, and all the participants. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of Technical Cell and NIRC and the members, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to CMA Rakesh Sharma ji, who enlightened us with his presence and took out his valuable time from his very busy schedule. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for CMA Rakesh Sharma ji for his excellent lecture. Also, I would like to extend a special thanks to CMA Navneet Jain ji for inspiring us for this very learning session. I heartily thanks to all the participants for their active participation in this event. As no program can become a successful with a single person, so I extend my big thanks to our NIRC for their support and all our RCMs too. Thank you all RCMs for making this event successful with your contribution. CMA Rakesh Sharma ji, I thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Also, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants present today. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks
Ravi
a lot.
ji. Thanks a lot, Sharma ji. Thanks to all the participants. We are closing down. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Have a nice Sunday. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the today.
सही कहाँ पे है? कहाँ पे है? उसके सवाल से